if you look at our pictures in our albums and stuff, Daniel was never serious. He always had some weird face and some silly thing, and we used to have to tell him, hey, this is a serious picture.
He played high school sports at Chandler High School. He was a football player, and he ran track.
You know, he loved to hunt, loved to be out in the wild. I can picture in my mind, you know, him standing on the edge of a canyon, standing deer hunting, elk hunting. He was an old soul. We always called him kind of an old soul.
Because he was very comfortable in his skin. If the world was wearing a certain tennis shoe, he was wearing boots, cowboy boots. He didn't care. I have multiple sclerosis, and I've always had a difficult time walking. Went since a couple of years after Daniel was born.
I was gone a lot, and Daniel would always make sure that Mommy got up to bed all right, and everything was locked up, and he really looked after it. The other kids did too.
I just remember him a lot of times, you know, doing what I have to do before I go upstairs, and he'd be sitting in the bottom stair waiting for me to walk me up the stairs.
You know what? I think right now Centennial will use all the help they can get. Nice job eluding attack.
I will say his struggles began with the concussion thing in high school, and he had a hard time focusing, had a hard time concentrating, had a hell of a time sleeping. He went to a buddy's house and he tried it and liked it. And then he went back on a Friday and tried it again, liked it. Thursday he felt like he kind of needed it and did it again. And Sunday he had to have it.
The last year of his life, he spent battling addiction and trying to get clean.
Danny told me, you can get any drug you want within 30 minutes delivered at a street corner near your home. And that's what it is. We lock the doors, we turn on the alarm, you're in a deep sleep, the alarm goes off, he's at the corner getting pills. He said, I got a problem. He sat and cried in the living room, he sat and cried in his bedroom. He just couldn't get off it. So he was very forthright in saying, I've got a real problem. And he would say that, but in the middle of the night, would meet someone to get a couple pills. And then so it was bigger, like we said before, it was bigger than him, it was bigger than us, it was bigger than everybody we knew.
I was giving him this talk about fentanyl, and he said, well, I wasn't doing fentanyl. And I said, Daniel, you were. You didn't know. You didn't think. You weren't asking for it. That wasn't the drug on the street that you were going to get. But it's in there. It was in everything you had.
Yeah. The night before he passed away it was in your terms he had the best day. He was out of rehab. Someone had left him a pill. 6:45 in his room. I went to check on him. I found him on the floor. This is where I found him, behind the door. In my mind, he was trying to get to us. He knew something wasn't right. And I don't, when that thing really kicks in, you start shutting down and things aren't right. And it's sad to say, but death wakes you up. It does. It makes you look at things and ask bigger, deeper questions. I will say we grieved for probably 2 months, but we always talked about we got to make a difference. We can't sit on the side and not do anything and have this happen. So whether we can save a life, 1,000 lives, I think the message is clear. Talk to someone who's lost somebody. Talk to someone that's missed the ball.
Danny was a good soul. He was a good person who got caught up in something that he spent the rest of his life trying to get away from it.
Christmases, Thanksgivings, birthdays, they're never the same. It's a void that you're just never going to fill again. So the brightest days are never the brightest. Something great could happen that day. And it's not the best day that could be. He was a good kid. He didn't really care what you were about or who you were. He let you be you. And that's one of the biggest gifts. I hope that someday I'm as comfortable in my skin as Danny was in his own skin.
I want the world to remember Daniel as a good soul as a happy person, as a kind, loving, secure individual that wanted the best for everybody else and for himself.